Not everything that glitters is gold, and a lot of people sell their souls just to have money that they didn't work for. And a lot of people don't understand when you do that. You lose yourself, and it also doesn't make you good to be a person's mate as well. People don't realize that until it's too late. And this is one of those stories I just found, and it just solidifies what I've said. Dubai porta potties. Rich men in Dubai are basically taking a dump on Instagram models. So here's an article I'm going to read. And we all know Dubai has a lot of issues, especially when it comes to human rights. So I'm going to read the article by a person who made this. Doesn't say their name. So here's how it's going to go. Before I begin, please note that in this article, I'm not talking about Instagram influencers, as in people who are paid to promote certain products or destinations on their Instagram pages. I'm talking about people who do not take on any brand deals or legit modeling gigs, but yet still seem to have the life of an influencer. It should also be noted that this article is not for the faint of heart and is not suitable for anybody under the age of 18. So let's begin. Have you ever looked at an Instagram model and wondered how she affords to travel the world constantly without seeming to have a job or any actual modeling work? Have you ever looked at these 10 out of 10 girls and wondered how they're able to spend their time in private jets and sunning themselves on sunny yachts without ever taking on paid promotions, or creating any content that requires an actual skill? You ever wondered why in these girls' bios there's often an email address for booking inquiries, despite the fact that these people are not actual influencers or models? These girls do not work with tourism boards or promote fancy hotels. They stay in fancy hotels, sure, but they're not being paid to promote them. Uh-oh. Have you ever wondered what is going on with that? Well, dear readers, I'm here to tell you that if you see a drop-dead gorgeous girl with 100K followers on Instagram drinking cocktails in Dubai, there's a very high probability that she's being crapped on by a rich Arab. Oh boy. Yeah. Instagram models exposed. Allow me to begin. Sex work is not new. Since the dawn of time, men and women have been using their bodies to make bank. It is no great surprise to me that hot young women are capitalizing on what God gave them in order to travel the world and make 5 figures a night. In my opinion, if a woman chooses to work in the sex industry, more power to her. The sex industry is perhaps the only industry where women make more money than men, a lot more, where there are no entry requirements and where a woman can set her own hours, rates, and choose what services she does and does not provide. Seriously, if you want to be a sex worker, then do you, girl. I actually wrote more about this topic in an article about cam girls, just in case you're interested. Now, here's the thing. Yeah, they make a lot of money, but it's also consequences and things they got to live with, okay? For instance, these cam girls or OnlyFans girls or models, Instagram models will go to Dubai to allow themselves to go through all this type of sexual deviance at the hands of other men. These women suffer psychological issues. You cannot tell me they don't suffer any psychological issues. Plus, you're letting men take a dump on you, defecate on you. You are allowing someone's toxic waste touching your skin and could get you sick. All right. Whenever in the sex trade, there's always a trade-off, and that trade-off is your soul. There's mental illness that could come out of it, PTSD. You know, there's always a trade-off. There's always a trade-off in life. Whether good or bad, there's always a trade-off. Always remember that. It is also of no great surprise to me that sex work has shifted into the digital age. Digitalizing sex work allows women to be safer. For example, escorts websites allow sex workers to vet the clients online before a meeting, and also allows them to do sex work from within the comforts of their own home. For example, webcam modeling or adult phone lines. Something else that is of no great surprise to me is that sexually repressed cultures have some seriously messed up citizens. Seriously, if you want to create a whole society of perverts, make human sexuality taboo, and you'll be amazed of how creative people can get. Now, here's the thing, okay? You have to have laws, all right, to say what's good and what's not. For example, all right, pedophilia is bad, okay? It is, because it affects society, and that's how, that crime births serial killers, rapists, and all types of evil people. Okay, that's why you have to have laws against that. And even laws with monogamy. People are gonna have a problem with that. I don't care, because to be honest with you, monogamy is one-parent households are the building block of society. I'm sorry, not one-parent households. Men and women together, married. That's the building block of society, okay? Heterosexual marriage. Don't like it? Hey, that's the truth. When you have countries that are, just a free-for-all, then you have chaos, all right? Such countries like, developing countries like America or Europe and stuff like that. Then you have a bunch of, have this out of wedlock birth rate out of control. I'm sorry, you need those laws there. I'm not saying, when you have countries that, are oppressive, you'll have problems. Okay. And a lot of these people who are perverts, they lack the tools to talk to women, or women to talk to men. That's what you have to understand. It's not just, making human sexuality taboo. There are things that are forbidden for good reason. This may not be politically correct, but if it's true, but it is true, don't come for me. Okay. With these three things in mind, you would think that what I'm about to tell you came as no great surprise to me. However, just when I thought Dubai could not get any worse, it outdid itself. Not being content with luring foreign workers to the UAE under false prefaces of swanky apartments and great salaries before forcing them to work as slaves, Dubai has decided that actually forced labor is so last year. Pretty much, because like I said, Dubai has a lot of human rights violations when it comes to bringing people over and using them as slaves, and it's horrible. It's horrible. The end thing in Dubai is a phenomenon that has come to be known as the Dubai Porta Potty. So I'm sure you're wondering, what exactly is a Dubai Porta Potty? Well, ladies and gents, Dubai has decided that what is way more fun than gross human rights abuses and modern slavery is paying Instagram models to let you do horrible things to them. And I'm not just talking about a little 50 Shades of action here. No, in the Persian Gulf, it gets real weird. Well, if you're a rich Arab in the UAE, or perhaps Saudi royal, and you want to see just how low women from the West will sink in order to make a few bucks, it's really very simple. You browse Instagram for the hottest girl you can find and then invite her to Dubai for 30,000 USD paid holiday that she can post about to all her adoring followers. And what does she have to do in return? Well, the choice is yours. Do you want to take a ton of laxatives and take a dump on her chest? Do you want to see how happy she can make your $20 million camel? Wow. Maybe you want her to put a live salmon. Whoa. Wow. A live salmon. Whoa. I'm not even going to talk about that. Well, worry thee not, because in Dubai, anything is possible. You don't have to take my word for it. A few years ago, a website named Tag the Sponsor decided to expose Instagram models, and it didn't take long for it to be inundated with screenshots of these girls agreeing to do all sorts of lurid acts for money. Tag the Sponsor features images and videos of hot young girls agreeing to everything from pleasuring camels to having sex with underage boys who need to become men. Wow. Camels? The way that is all works is that the rich Emirate whoever will browse Instagram for looking for a girl takes his fancy. He will then send a direct message or email to the girl asking if she wants to go to Dubai for an all expenses paid trip. Usually the girl knows the drill and they immediately begin talking numbers. The guy will offer around $5,000 for normal sex, then very quickly will start talking about how he will pay big money if she will indulge in his fetishes. Fetishes are listed. The girl agrees, usually on video, as proof that she is consenting, which is a murky issue that we'll cover later. She also agrees to sign a non-disclosure agreement. Wow, this is insane, man. This is insane. I mean, I didn't think that, I mean, damn. It's crazy. It's just crazy. I mean, wow, you really gonna do this? And I'm saying this, you cannot say you don't have no psychological problems after committing these acts. Okay. So you see, this is a record of text messages. She's this Instagram model is saying, like, what are your fantasies? What kind of fetishism? Because if you want, that is why it will be very hard. Huh? I can stand it, but as long as something bad does not happen to me. Tell me what kind of fetishism and tell me exactly what you want me to put in the contract. Wow. She's what? We will do what? Wow. They want to do all that with a camel. Wow. Ew. You mean I have to do it with the camel? Ew. That poor camel. That's all I got to say. That poor camel. And they say, okay. And then she says, okay, it's the week that comes next. We need to make sure that you give us the money, the tickets, everything we have to prepare. We make the video. This is serious. And you have to do things well. So she's going to be promised 70,000 euros for that money less than that. Wow. And I would like to stay at a Four Seasons. Do you need transportation like a chauffeur? I need to have my assistant write the NDA contract sinners to know what you must need. Yes, I need a chauffeur. Thank you. Okay, we sign an NDA. Send a video saying you understand the terms and that you are willing to fulfill my fantasies and be gifted by Prince Issad bin Fakan. Do I need to sign the contract? Okay, I'll send the video tomorrow because it's late here. Wow. The girl is then flown out to the UAE, and that's where the magic happens. In addition to doing whatever humiliating acts the man wants her to do, she will make sure to get a few snaps herself on his yacht or in his jet, and she will post the pictures to Instagram. to flex her lavish lifestyle. Of course, she's seeing pictures of a hot girl sipping champagne in a private jet is a perfectly innocent image to most people. But to those in the know, these pictures are a marketing ploy. The girls will list their locations as London, Dubai, include an email address for booking inquiries in their profile, and feature countless images of themselves living up in Dubai, images that mysteriously never feature other people, especially men. Once you know the signs, it is very easy to spot a girl who's involved, especially when you take a peek at who they are following and the people who comment in their photos. Hint, it's usually wealthy Emirates. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that this is all a hoax. Wow. That this is all a hoax, and that's just because these girls say they will do things. There's no proof that they've actually done them. It is indeed true that many of the people sending screenshots to tag the sponsor are actually just regular guys pretending to be rich sheiks in order to lead the girl to saying some incriminating things. What? Whether this message is a hoax or not, her final comment makes it clear that she's experienced with this world. What? Let's see something here. And what is this? What she's saying? I do anal. Do you invite a lot of girls? And my camel is oh God, his camel is trained. I know these stuff. Oh boy, yes, but some I've moved here from Russia to Sweden. In Dubai, okay, I've done already though. Sheesh. Yeah, what have you done? I went to some parties in Dubai like yours. Wow. Also, fun fact, I have been contacted on numerous occasions on Instagram and Twitter by rich men from the UAE asking them if I want to be flown out there and party with them for 30,000. At the time, I figured it was sex work related, but I had no idea of the true depravity that goes down on these trips. Oh, how am I glad I never responded. Anyway, in response to those that see all of this as a hoax, let me insert a quote from anonymous Instagram model who decided to tell Atlanta Celebrity News about her experiences with the Saudi royals. She says, I have literally been pissed and shattered on many times. I just don't understand why they like it. After the third time you get shattered on, you'll get used to it. I've had sex with a German Shepherd dog in front of Saudi royalty. I have paid to eat. Oh, good. Wow. I've got paid to eat dung. I've got paid to get beat up. I have even had to stick a live salmon in some 65-year-old. What? I've had sex with, oh boy. She had sex with an underage boy. I've smeared my face with their what? So to all you ladies that are going to bash me, I'm 24 years old. I have $1 million liquid in my bank account. I'm now retired and I can have a normal sex with whoever I want. Listen. Okay. Yeah, you are 24 years old. Yeah, you have $1 million. Yeah, you retired earlier, faster than anybody you've known in this life. However, you still have psychological trauma, and some of that money is going into the hands of a psychiatrist. That is assured. You can't tell me you don't have flashbacks. You can't tell me you don't have PTSD. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You probably puked in one of your sessions. Okay? No. Saying you have millions does not help, because at the end of the day, you're probably drowning yourself in a bottle or crying yourself to sleep. All right? And then going to a psychiatrist who's possibly your best friend, that you probably made your best friend. I'm sorry. Like I said at the beginning of this article, there's always a trade-off. Okay. There's a lot to unpack, so let's get this broken down a little. There are people in this world who have a lot of money, more than $1 million. They aren't having sex with German Shepherds. First off, do you realize how many people have millions and millions unintentionally Trump, quote, my bad, of dollars in their bank accounts and didn't have to have sex and then have to smear some Saudi royals feces on their face. Do you understand that if you are not business minded, $1 million can disappear like that? I'm going to go on a limb and say that this chick will be broke when she's 30. She will continue living the high life, vacationing in the UAU and blowing $30,000 a night on hotel rooms. And before she knows it, she will be broke once more. That is true. That is true. Here's another part of it. Says here, okay, sexual assault is wrong. For some reason, this woman thinks that anybody who disagrees with her lifestyle is just a person that wants to bash her because they are jealous. Well, I'm here to say that I am not some lady that wants to bash you because I'm jealous. If you want to screw your way into $1 million, then you do you, get that money. However, if your job involves bestiality and having sex with underage people, then I'm afraid you can't be on your high horse. Pretty much. I'm honestly fine with the idea that women are allowing rich dudes to use them as a bathroom. If you're okay with it, then so am I. Kink shaming is not my bag. And just because I personally don't want a dude on my face, I really couldn't care less if you want to accept money for that. I mean, it's a dirty job and all, but someone's got to do it, I guess. However, when you bring, oh God, when you bring these types of, depravities onto the table, then this is where you lose your right to defend your actions. Okay. Animals can't consent to this, and underage people cannot consent to this. I don't care if some dude is paying you to do these things. The bottom line is that you are basically assaulting underage people, and that is not okay in any country, culture, or universe. If someone wanted to pay you to kill somebody, would you do it? This may sound like an extreme example, but I am using it to illustrate the fact that just because you are being paid to do something does not make it legitimate, and it does not absolve you from responsibility. Here's another chat conversation through chat. How long and what fetishes are you willing to fulfill? You are very beautiful. That's obviously the rich guy who's beginning the conversation. Thank you very much. And I'm pretty open for a week. Oh my God. What is this? Are you okay with depravities? What's that? You don't have to, but if you were willing, I could pay extra. Oh my God. He wants her to be okay with him taking a dump on her chest and taking some fish and putting it in. Oh Lord. Okay. So, all right. I've never heard of the salmon. No, sorry, not the salmon. How much more pay? $25K. Dang, that's tempting. Everything is negotiable. Up to you. Want you to be comfortable. Thank you. Wow. Working as Dubai porta potty is not safe. Sex work is one of the most dangerous jobs on the planet. You think? Even high-class escorts working with agencies often become victims of violence, rape, and murder. Even one online sex worker is not without risks. Countless webcam girls have been doxxed, stalked, harassed because the bottom line is that the biggest threat to a woman's safety is a man. Sorry, but it's true. And women in the sex industry are incredibly vulnerable to danger. So then, if even webcam girls and high-class escorts are in danger, what about girls flying thousands of miles away to countries with shockingly human rights abuses, signing NDAs, and being locked in rooms with royalty? Do you honestly believe that if these dudes were not happy for some reason, or felt as though they were going to be exposed, that they would actually hesitate in making these women disappear? Please do not underestimate just what these men will do to protect themselves. What's more, do you seriously think that these girls are able to go to the police if they are in any trouble on any of these trips? Of course not. Women in Dubai can go to prison if they are... What? Women in Dubai can go to prison if they are raped because sex outside of marriage is illegal. How do you think it would go if a woman being paid for sex alleged that an Emirate billionaire had raped her? How do you think it would go if a woman who made a video consenting to being paid to have sex with kids and animals then alleges she was raped? It wouldn't go well. It wouldn't go well at all. I am not exaggerating when I say that these women are putting themselves on the line for a few $1,000 and some nice designer bags. I'm not exaggerating when I say that these women are committing horrendous crimes for the sake of a trip to Dubai. That is true. This is not bashing women or sex workers. This is not me being anti-feminist. This is me standing up for what is right and speaking out against what is wrong. It is wrong for these men to do these things to women, but it's also wrong for these women to do what they are doing. They are not putting themselves at risk, but they are harming others in the process. And I simply cannot sit back and say her body, her choice, or sex workers' work when talking about this particular phenomenon. That is true, because in New York, they're trying to legalize sex work in New York. It's called by an organization called Decrim New York. They're trying to legalize sex work. And imagine what will happen if they do that. Imagine if these Saudis in Dubai get wind of that. They could come to New York, set up shop, and it will be bad. It will be bad. It will be bad because these men have money and they have power. And they will probably be able to twist the laws here in America, especially in New York, since it's already a liberal state. And it will be the devil's buffet. I'm just being honest with you. If Decrim New York actually wins in making sex work legal in New York, and these Saudis get wind of it in Dubai, they will come over here and it will slowly turn New York. You think dating is bad now. You think is horrible now. Feminism is horrible now. Wait until that happens. If I could say anything to the women who are doing this, it would be this. Think about what you're doing. Have a long, hard think about the things that you are doing for money and ask yourself whether this is just sex work or whether it's something darker, something more dangerous, and something that you can justify when you go to bed at night. And that's the end, folks. I couldn't think of fitting a conclusion for this. Believe it or not, this topic isn't something I used to be writing about. And all that my immature mind can come up with is camel puns. I mean, do you think these girls will get the hump with me if they read this article? So, terrible jokes aside, I'm just going to leave you with this Tag the Sponsor website and allow you to go down the bizarre rabbit hole that is the Dubai porta potties. Have at it. Wow. Bruh. All I can say is bruh. All right, Stoic One says, what of the introducing animal diseases into the human populace? Exactly. I mean, that's the thing, bro. I mean, they're not thinking about that. They're not thinking about how this stuff, I mean, that's the thing. What if an animal impregnates you? That's another thing too. What if the animal impregnates you? What are you going to do? And you're back home in the States. What are you going to do? Give birth to it? How are you going to go to the doctor? How are you going to go to the emergency room? And how are you going to look the doctor in the face and tell him what happened? I just want to know. That's the thing, bro. That is the thing. Or worse, they get pregnant by an underage child. Bro, I don't know. This world is crazy. But it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. So, are you still there, Stoic? I don't know if he's still there. crazy, man. It's crazy how. What is this one? Tony Montana is saying, New York is a cesspool. Have a cow. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's good parts of New York. I mean, there's the Yankee Stadium. There's going on the Staten Island Ferry. I haven't been to Dumbo yet. There's some good parts of this Central Park. I mean, you got it. There's things about New York that I love. I live in New York. There's some beautiful parts of New York. Okay. I mean, there's parts that are bad. There's parts that are good. It's just the thing is like if this Decrim New York thing goes through and they start legalizing prostitution, it could lead to a whole landslide of things. I mean, like I said, if those Saudis ever find out about that in Dubai, those Saudi princes, and they want to come over here, and get their rocks off, they set up shop, and they'll start fighting for, they'll pretend to be for women's rights. And then when they fully got a grasp, a stranglehold, a stronghold, and with certain laws, then they're going to flip it. And New York will be back to the 1980s. It'll be sad for everybody. And women who don't do prostitution will now have to compete with women who do to get a mate. And men who want to be moral and to be for a woman that will be for them and them only, they're going to have to fight the temptations even harder, because now it'll be all the simps will now have access to women through just paying for sex. And it will just be this, like I said, it will be the devil's playground. I don't really pay attention to, I don't even really, I'm on Instagram. I look at for fitness because I like working out. And that's what I like to do. But I'm not really for the Instagram models and stuff like that. But looking at this, you kind of feel bad for them, and then this thing is just like, damn, some of you guys are like predators. Some of you guys are child molesters, and you're doing this for a couple $1,000s to be millionaires. At the same time, messing up your psyche, and you really can't talk to anybody about that too. That's another thing too. I mean, you have some trauma and you can't even talk to nobody about it. You can't tell people what you've done in overseas as a female, the things you've done without incriminating yourself. Even if you wanted to clear a conscience, you face going to prison. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's something, man. It's something. I looked at them, but I know the debauchery is often involved with them. Yeah, I can see that, man, because the thing is, like, these people they're freaking nuts. They're nuts, man. They're insane. It's just something I could never, ever deal. I mean, you couldn't even deal with these women, man. This is something that, I don't know. I just couldn't. Imagine trying to date a woman who's a model, and they tell you this, because eventually they got to pour out their soul to somebody. They got to. You'd be taken back because you know what goes on there. It's crazy. That's all I could say. Yeah, they're mental. They have to. They're mental. They're not. They got a guilty conscience. and they got to walk with that for the rest of their lives. They really can't talk to anybody. Well, they could talk to God. I mean, that's what they could do. Pray. That's all. You can't talk to anybody about this. But that's enough of me ranting about it. Kind of nervous about letting people come up now because I don't know. I'm not used to this. But I'll try again. Probably in the next episode I will try. Not next other couple of 2 episodes. I will try to talk about this more. All right. So I'm going to end this right now. If you like the material, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Later. Who knows? I was thinking if I could possibly probably network with an Instagram model, and if she's been to Dubai, I could probably talk to her and bring her on the live stream. But you guys got to be mature. That's the thing. Don't want nobody insulting her or anything like that, because I'll just block you. All right. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Later.